Greetings and welcome back to yet another episode of the Binding of Isaac Repentance, and today, because of a time limit I have imposed upon myself, I'll do a challenge run. Just to keep it a little bit shorter, just to keep the momentum going of uploading every single, I mean not every single day, but in the allotted time I've had for myself, so 3 to 4 uploads a week. And I just unlocked Pong not too long ago, so I feel like it's a perfect challenge to do, because you just shoot this giant tear out and then it bounces across the enemies, and it gives me so much time to actually just talk about everything else that's going on in life. So it's Friday. I'm having a really nice day, because it's Friday, and I think we've established that it is the second best day of the week, which is of course fantastic. Where's my tear? Okay. The tear delay is kind of insane, but it's fine. I can only shoot 1 tear every 5 seconds. I've just noticed that this is the math, so it's fine. It's fine. I mean, I have some. I am on a time limit, but it's not a ridiculous time limit in the sense. I feel like I have around 30 minutes, and I feel like it should be doable in 30 minutes. We do have to get to Blue Baby, to be fair, which is quite a far away, but we do have 100 damage, so hopefully it's gonna sort itself out. I will buy this. So like I said, it is a Friday, which means that I'm having a great time today. Near FRICKIN comes out today, which I'm kind of excited about. It's a fantastic little game. I mean, I haven't played it yet. I just know Near Automata is great, because I have played that one. And I'm excited for Near FRICKIN because it's essentially a prequel to that, right? So I am excited for that. I'm also excited because the weekend is upon us. We're supposed to watch The Big Lebowski with my friends tomorrow, which is just one of my favorite movies of all time. So yeah, there's many things afoot which are worth celebrating to some extent and just worth being excited about. And not just that, also I got a dragon fruit yesterday, and that was freaking fantastic because I love dragon fruit. And I was just talking to my friends the other day. I mean, yesterday, the other day. To be fair, it is the other day because it's not today, so it's another day. Anyway, I was talking to some of my friends about it, and I said, well, dragon fruit is one of the best fruits in existence. And then one dude said, well, when I tried it, it didn't taste good, or it didn't taste like anything special. And I took great offense to that, because there's so much more to food than just how it tastes like. I mean, you can only judge a food on its taste if I don't know. I mean, you can't. No. Let me rephrase it. You can't judge a food only on its taste. I mean, I feel like that's a little bit unfair. There's so many aspects. Oh, small rock, nice. I need more damage for sure. I cannot get more damage. It was just a speed decrease. Okay. Nice. You can't judge a food only based on its taste, because if you did that, then there would be a lot of foods which would not make the cut. If you're being completely honest, right? For example, let me find a food that doesn't taste that good, but we still eat it on a daily basis. I mean, honestly, like even something like McDonald's, you know, like their burgers, they don't really taste that good, in my opinion. It's not a taste which I would associate with something tasting good. Right, I would never say, oh, this tastes good. I would say this tastes palatable. This is a good way for me to get a lot of calories into my system at once. If I'm hungry and I'm feeling that junk food itch, it's gonna scratch that itch, but I wouldn't say it tastes good. Maybe that's not fair. Maybe some people think it tastes good, and that's, again, completely fair, right? But also, going to McDonald's, right, I think we can all agree, it's not just about eating fast food. It's also about, I would say, the experience of it. Just the experience. I mean, I'm not saying it's a great experience. I'm just saying that there's an experience of going into a fast food restaurant, making an order. They're giving you some food to digest. Then you just eat it, and it's a nice time, right? You go with your friends usually. I mean, you rarely. I mean, maybe sometimes you go alone, but usually when I went to McDonald's, it's with my friends. So that, you know, that's also decent. So really, there's nothing to complain about when it comes to that. And I would say, like I said, fundamentally, I don't think it tastes good, and I don't think many would argue that it's a good burger. There's so many. If you want a good burger, there's so many better ways to get it, right? And I feel maybe the same way with olives, honestly. I mean, again, you might like the taste of olives, but you have to admit that a bit of olives comes from not just their taste, but also their, I would say, status to some extent. Because when I think of olives, I think about this Italian family who's been growing olive trees all their life, and they have their special procedures, how they approach it, how they do it, right? There's a lot that goes into an olive, like creating a good olive. Like olive oil is legendary, you have to admit it, right? There's a sense of, I would say, propriety there, and also a sense of just culture to some extent. So I feel like eating an olive, despite of how it tastes like, it's elevated by that knowledge that you're eating something that you know some people take very seriously. And I don't think that's the same, for example, with McDonald's burgers, right? Nobody's there enacting the culture of McDonald's burgers, even though they do have a strict standard of how they're made and whatnot. They just don't feel maybe as, let's say, impactful, right? And now I'm circling this back to dragon fruit. So I'm the first one to admit it. I don't think it tastes great. I don't think it's a food that tastes amazing in terms of fruits. There's so many better fruits out there. Although I will also say, to play the devil's advocate to myself, there are some good qualities about the dragon fruit, about its taste. So I honestly, I mind how sweet some of the fruits are. Because there's like associated sense of guilt with eating very sweet things, and fruit tends to be that way. So when I ingest it, for example, a nice sweet peach, and don't get me wrong, peach is one of the best fruits, an S tier fruit easily, right? And if I ingest the peach, sometimes if it's a bit too sweet, I can't have more than one. I eat one and then it's like, I don't know, this was a bit too much. I feel this is my daily sugar quota, and then at that point you're just like, I'd rather eat a piece of chocolate, right? Not to say that there aren't health benefits, of course, associated with fruit, because there are. Like, there's some nice vitamins, you can get some fiber and stuff like that. But still, it doesn't feel maybe that pure, right? With dragon fruit, when you're eating it, it's not terribly sweet, and it still manages to have this sweet, fruity flavor. It almost tastes like a pear and a kiwi at the same time, and I think that's a nice combo. I always liked eating kiwis and pears separately, but I would say it's a more dulled down version. It's not exactly as pure, it's not as intense, right, as a pure kiwi or a pure pear are. So it has that going for it, I would think. But for sure, taste is not its primary benefactor. You would not buy a dragon fruit just for the taste. I mean, maybe you would. Again, the taste is kind of subjective, right? But I feel like, for me at least, of course, I can only speak for myself, it's not just about the taste. It's also about the experience, about getting this something that's exotic, something that looks really cool. We have to take that into account. It looks fantastic on the outside, on the inside. The little seeds with the white flesh or the red flesh. I got the one with the red flesh. Both look fantastic. They're going for different, I would say, aesthetics, but both are visually appealing. So it's just in that regard, like it's a fantastic fruit, and I don't think there's anyone who can deny that. That's just a God-given truth, I suppose. And then once you go beyond that, right, and you start talking about some other aspects of what makes a fruit or any food good, and I would say beyond just that, there's also texture, right? Texture is so important in a food. For example, let's take mashed potatoes. Who eats mashed potatoes on the basis of it tasting good? It doesn't taste good. Mashed potatoes don't taste good. They don't taste like anything. If you put a ton of butter in there and you're tasting butter, maybe that's fine, but most people don't make their mashed potatoes. It's usually like milk or water and just mashed potatoes, right? And that doesn't taste like any. Potatoes don't have a strong taste. But see, with potatoes, it's all about the texture. French fries, the crunchiness, with mashed potatoes, the creaminess, that feeling of being like a baby, of ingesting something that that's mushy, right? It feels nice because you don't have to chew, you can just swallow. Like, it's an easy food to eat. And I feel, again, that's a great appeal for mashed potatoes. Everybody likes mashed potatoes. But would anyone say they taste good? I mean, maybe people would, but they would be wrong because it really doesn't taste like anything. It just tastes like mush. Like potatoey, watery mush, right? And I'm not knocking on mashed potato, not even close. Mashed potatoes are freaking fantastic. It's a genuinely great food, and I love it. And I will eat mashed potatoes any day of the week if the option is presented to me. But just in terms of like I said, food taste, right? There's other things that mashed potatoes have going for them, and I think the same is true for dragon fruit. So once you get the dragon fruit and you see the texture, you see the appeal, you see the look, you also have the name. It's legendary, dragon fruit. That's the best name, maybe besides the kiwi, of a fruit that you can have. It's dragon fruit. It's literally fruit for dragons. How cool is that? I'm eating something that was made for dragons. I mean, I don't know about you, but that gets me going. It's exciting, right? You're eating something that's allegedly for beings which spit flame out of their mouth. That's so incredibly cool. So once you take everything into account and once you dice it up, also there's another thing that makes dragon fruit great, and this should be mentioned because it is a big thing, I feel. So here in Slovenia, it's an exotic fruit, right? So it's really expensive. And the problem with a lot of fruits is you have pits and you have seeds in them. And that's annoying to deal with, because you're gonna eat a peach, and I would say maybe 30% of it, or in the case of a mango, like 50% of the fruit, is just gonna be a giant pit. And when you buy it by weight, that's included, but that's not food you can eat. With dragon fruit, first of all, they're so easy to prepare. You just peel the outside skin, it peels away like butter, and the rest is just flesh. You can literally eat the entire thing. And that's so good. That's actually the best part about dragon fruit. It's easy to prepare, it's easy to make, it's easy to cut up, it's easy to peel, and most of it is just edible flesh. And that's so good. That's actually such a great boon to dragon fruit, which I've been in many discussions about dragon fruit, so maybe 2 in my life. But nobody ever mentions this, but it's such an important factor. This is also the appeal of bananas, right? The bananas are super easy to eat, super easy to peel. So they do have that going for them. And not just that, I mean, many other fruits as well. Like apples also. I feel apples are only popular because they're easy to ingest, right? You just like wash it, give it a quick rinse, maybe you wipe it with your sleeve, and then it's ready to eat, right? You don't have to worry about it. But with other fruits, right? I mean, don't get me started on, like I said before, mangoes. Love mangoes, but cutting them up, kind of annoying, right? And oh, pineapples, like, pff, I mean, who the hell has time for pineapples in this day and age? It's just a matter of, like, you're gonna cut it, and then once you're gonna cut it, you're gonna realize it doesn't taste that good. It's gonna get a little bit stale. When you're gonna cut it in half, it's gonna have these bits of skin outside, which are basically indigestible. You can't really eat them. It has spikes. It's just a matter of I would rather not deal with it, honestly. The low fire rate is actually killing me. You know what? I'll just leave. I'll just leave this room. Sometimes you get a good bounce and the room is over in a pinch, but then other times you're just stuck there waiting. I should pick up this key. So next time when you eat a food, and if you're the kind of person who only eats food to satiate themselves, just to not be hungry, I get it. That's me most of the time, but when I get a dragon fruit or something like that, it is about the experience. Eating something well prepared, something that feels exotic, something that feels good is so much. It's rewarding. It feels healthy. It feels healthy for my brain. And maybe that's another aspect that science hasn't gone to right? We're all talking about minerals and vitamins and whatnot. But what's healthy for my brain? And eating a good dragon fruit every now and then is definitely really healthy for my brain. I stand by this. Okay, so this run so far has been serving me dinner, a lot of dog food, which is just an insane. I just had to respond to a text because you know it was important. But yeah, if you're the kind of person, like I said, who eats food just to satiate themselves, just to keep the hunger away, I get it. Most of the times I'm the same way, and sometimes you just can't be bothered by preparing a meal. And you know, we're living in a modern world. Nobody's under the pretenses we have a ton of time. There's a lot of pressure on being productive and whatnot. So sometimes you're just gonna eat something that's maybe not that good for you. And that's fine. And you're just gonna have instant ramen noodles every single day of the week. And I'm not here to judge you. I really am not. Oh, well, that was a waste of a bomb. I'm not here to judge you, but all I'm saying, right? You gotta do it, and do what's healthy for your brain. I know I repeated all that thought twice. I'm not that lost yet. I just felt like it was important to reiterate because you know, we don't give much thought to what we eat. This is, I feel, one of the great problems of modern society, and just something that we should really teach to kids and just, I mean, honestly, adults as well, on good food hygiene, just how to eat good food, how to eat good meals, how to make good meals, how to make healthy meal choices. It's a skill. It's legitimately a skill, knowing what's good for you, knowing what's not good for you, understanding the processes of your human body to make healthy choices for yourself, right? How your body digests things, maybe if you have stomach pain or cramps, what could it mean? You know, if it's gas, if it's something else, maybe it has to do with your diet. There's just a lot of problems which arise from having a bad diet, and not even an unhealthy one. You might say, well, I eat a lot of vegetables and stuff, but I'm still unhealthy, right? I mean, obviously everybody knows if you're gonna eat burgers all day, you're gonna have a bad time, but you know, it's possible to have a relatively reasonable, or at least something that seems like a reasonable diet, and it turns out that it's actually causing a lot of grief. And of course, because we don't have any fundamental education about it, it's like there's nothing you can do. Okay, I know that was just presumptuous. I cannot wait. I can't wait for this. Okay, you know what? I'll wait for this. Thank you. And we do. I think this is really important because there's more obesity, more diabetes, more health-related issues with food in general, allergies especially. You know, just knowing how these things arise, how they're connected to each other, like, it's important, and we're not giving enough focus on that. Oh my god, he was behind the skull and he was, dude. Okay, how did? Oh, I didn't see the. That was a great bomb. Honestly, one of the best I've ever done. Please give me something that's gonna increase my tier rate. That's all I ask for. A little brimstone? I mean, honestly, sure. It deals some damage passively, and Emperor, actually fantastic. Give me another one. Okay, the sun is also good, because it's gonna expedite the process a little bit. Should I just use it here? Let's see. Oh my god, this is a good Emperor room. Oh my god, no. I mean, this is a good Emperor floor because the boss is really far away. I am not killing these enemies. There is no chance in hell this is happening. I'm just going. Honestly, I'm on a time limit. I don't have time to deal with this. Credit card is fine, actually. Oh no. Nothing scares me except that thing in the middle. Like, it should be banned. Oh no, another one of these? No, 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 please, please, please. I know I got hit 3 times. I just can't. I just literally cannot do this room. There's too many little spiders and it takes way too long to kill. So I'll just print, like with all, this is good advice for life. If you have problems, just ignore them. Surely they're gonna resolve themselves on their own, right? I mean, to be fair, a lot of problems, I'm not gonna use this. I might actually drop it because I don't trust myself not to use it accidentally. A lot of problems do resolve themselves on their own, right? And I feel like we're in a society where we just have a lot of worries, right, at all times. So understanding again which problem is good and which problem, like, it's the same with food. Knowing what our bodily processes are, how our brains work, again, just feels so important to alleviate the anxiety of modern stress in life. And again, this is something that's sorely missing, I feel. That was a great bounce, actually. Thanks. Oh yeah. You know what? Malphite got buffed. She definitely has more HP, right? It's not just me. I'm not imagining it. The Polaroid is fine. I might grab something if it's good and then just marked. I mean, marked increases your tier rate a bit, right? Maybe it's even locked. I'm not even sure. Okay, another text message. Okay, good. Now it's time to roll. I'm gonna open this and teleport to the secret room. I'm gonna be pragmatic about the use of my cards. And, I mean, if you're wondering, I don't know why you would be, to be fair, but the text messages are connected to why I'm on a time limit, so that's why. that's why it's kind of important for me to take it. But yeah, just oh, Ancient Recall. Give me another Emperor, that would be fantastic. Hierophant is also really good. The Sun? Honestly, don't mind if I already did. Excellent, excellent. This is good. See, this is what I like to see. Because now I know where the boss is exactly. And I know that I'm pretty close to it. Speedrunning Isaac. I haven't actually seen any speedruns, but just playing the game, like, pretending you're in a rush. Or, I mean, in this case, I actually am in a rush. But when you're speedrunning, you're just pretending you're in a rush, right? You're not in an actual rush. It's actually kind of fun. Because there's a lot of mechanics which allow you to go through the floors much quickly. And what I also like about it... Oh my god, I keep hiccuping. It's so annoying. And what's also... cool about it is that it makes certain items which are otherwise, or cards which are otherwise maybe not as good, truly good. Like the Emperor becomes a fantastic item. When I'm doing challenges, and especially if it's a strong challenge, I always love getting the Emperor card, because it just means that the run is going to take 10 minutes less and I don't have to waste as much of my time. I mean, you know, we're in that period where it's like, well, if you think playing the game is a waste of time, why the hell are you doing it? It's not like that. All I'm saying is, if I'm just doing a challenge in order to complete it, I'm having fun while doing it, but once you go through 20 or 30 minutes of the challenge, you know how it's gonna pan out. Like, it being a bit shorter, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not trying... the joy of Isaac is not playing the same run over and over again. It's playing all these different runs and seeing... what the interactions between the items are, and seeing just how every run is different, right? That's what I'm saying. I mean, that hopefully that makes sense. I'm gonna take both of this, actually, because this is tears up. Yeah, I thought the tears wouldn't increase. I knew it. But I do have that the pact, not the pact. You know what I'm saying. The other guy here, and he's gonna help me navigate through this a little bit better, because he spawns flies and he's gonna do some passive damage for me, and that's fantastic. Just some pennies. I don't care about it too much. Nice. Okay. Get him. Perfect. Ouroboros. It actually might be really funny, so I'll take it. It might actually increase the surface area of my tears. Oh my god, that would be amazing. So let's try it. Actually, let's try it. Foop foop. That's what I'm saying. That's how I know it's a good card, because it says foop foop. Now I'm thinking maybe use the sun card on the next floor, and then... What? I mean, it's definitely funny. You know what? Let's just go with it. Let's just see what the hell happens. I'll just leave, because I feel I'm never gonna hit his enemies in a room this big with tears like that. Oh, of course, I also have the Polaroid. I haven't had the Polaroid in so long, because I only unlocked it recently. Having some homing tears on my giant tear would be great. Thank you. Oh, I thought that was just a regular poop. My bad. I am not colorblind, but I am a little bit dumb. Hello, please give me some health. And also, there's a tinted rock next to you, so I'll take full advantage of that if you don't mind. I know I could also play the other dude, because he's gonna give me... I'm gonna get invisibility from the Polaroid, and then I can play him more, so a payout is pretty much guaranteed. Please, dude. Please, dude. I'm in a rush. Thank you. That's all I needed. I need you to look out for me, brother. Okay, the sun. That's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying. It's so cool. I don't know what that theory is doing, but it's so funny. It gives... like, you can see kind of what it does in a large room. Like, it does follow the pattern. But when you're close to the to a wall, it just bounces around so radically, and it's, yeah, I enjoy it. So do you have any plans for the weekend? Do you have any big plans? That's always funny to me when people ask you, do you have any plans for the weekend? And it's like, dude, I'm just resting. I'm tired. It's my time to do whatever I want. Why would I mean, to be fair, planning your free time is actually a really good thing, because then you can take time off without feeling guilty. And I think this is especially important. So try this if you're the kind of person who actually feels guilty. And you know what? I'm dropping this trinket. This is insane. No, I dropped it for a reason. Oh man. Okay. I will use the sun on the next floor, and then I'll use the emperor on the chest. Yes, that's how it's gonna go down. But yeah, I was saying, if you're the kind of person who suffers a lot of guilt from not doing things, feeling unproductive, and if that gives you guilt, try actually just planning time off. That's what... it can make all the difference, honestly. Because I find that a lot of my guilt is associated mostly with... yeah, not feeling productive. And when I used to have... oh my god. When I had to... oh, it's in the other direction, so that's great. When I was forced... when I had things to... that was back in the day when I had schoolwork. When I had a lot of homework to do, I would always feel guilty during the weekend when I wasn't doing it, right? Because I knew there were some unfinished things, and you knew I had to focus on it more and whatnot. And it was just really annoying time for me, because no matter, like, if I did it, I felt bad, because, you know, you're doing something you're not really enjoying. I enjoy homework, but when there's a lot of it, it does get very frustrating, right? Because it saps all your energy. There's not a lot of room for your hobbies and free time, and it is frustrating. It's a real problem, I would say, especially once you get into the higher education levels. But then eventually, as I got a little bit older, right, I realized I can't live my life like this. I need an avenue where I can do my homework and still have some time off. And then what I started doing is planning weekends off. First, only Saturdays or Sundays, depending on what kind of work I had. But then I would stick to it, right? It's the start. It's kind of difficult because you're in that work mindset, and when you have some time off, it's just genuinely really annoying. But after a little while, right? I would say a few weekends in, you start cherishing those days, because it's also easier to be productive. Because it's like, oh, it's a Monday, which means I have to do things today. And then when it's a Saturday, you can genuinely do things without feeling any guilt for not doing them, because it's your time off. And it's the same. Like, you have to think about it like a work day, except on this work day you don't work. You're relaxing. So yeah, there's my hot life tip for you if you're the kind of person who has some latent anxiety about not being productive. That's a good way to do it. And then once you get into the mindset, I will say it's honestly easier just to be productive on a daily basis. Just do more things, and especially things that make you happy. That's a hard thing to do, like a work-life balance, right? I will take the laser. Nice. I'll take Fate's Reward. I'll take this, and honestly, why not Doctor's Remote as well? Let's go. Blue baby, haven't seen you in forever. Let's see if this boss is any different than it used to be. Wow, that was fantastic. Let's try this again, okay? Oh my god, that's so good. I didn't even know we had... I didn't even know Dr. Fetus synergizes like this with... Epic Fetus synergizes like this with... Oh my god, that's so funny. I never realized I was this powerful. Oh, we have to destroy this guy, right? Oh my god, I missed. It's fine, it's fine. You know what? There you go. That's all I wanted to do. And now I can finish this run. I'm not gonna take the pentagram. I've forgone the devil's pet. Oh, I for a second I thought this was the boss room, and I was like, where's the trophy? It's right here, thankfully. Okay, so thank you for joining me in this a bit of a shorter episode. Hopefully it had some interesting commentary that you liked. I had a blast. I can't wait for the weekend. I'm gonna see you then, because I plan on recording a bit more videos, of course, during the weekend. And the next week as well, because I actually have time off, which means more videos are afoot next week. So hopefully we can get to some new unlocks, some new characters. I have one of the new tainted characters unlocked, and I'm excited to play as him. Don't know what he does yet, but hopefully we're gonna find out soon. So until then, I hope you have a nice time, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye!